Hi there, and welcome to episode 34 of Holistic Movement with me and Animal. And yes, I did have the Muppet, the puppet of Animal. I loved Animal. He was one of my favorites, along with Keith Moon, whom he was based upon. The theme of this week is, as I go right into it, sorry, no pause there, is strength is nothing without flexibility. Flexibility. When I think of flexibility, I think of Moshe Feldenkrais talking about it, and I love the way he conceptualized it. He talked about that. Let's say that your left arm gets to its end range of motion. Let's say just lateral flexion right here, okay? And it comes to this range, and that's where it's painful. So you bring it down just a little bit because we do not want to experience pain at your end range. And let's say this is your end range for now for your left shoulder. Then, can you have full flexibility, meaning pain-free movement in all directions at this end range? That's flexibility. But if we have pure strength with no flexibility, guess what happens? Pain. Because when we're too strong, the joints don't have true mobility to adapt to the environment. The reason why I thought of this is because earlier this week I had a client who has shoulder pain, right shoulder pain. And I began to look at his rib cage because a lot of shoulder problems and neck problems come from immobility of the rib cage. And his back, his rib cage, his thoracic spine was extremely strong. And I tested some breathing in his rib cage to see if he could breathe into his back, especially in the rib cage. No movement. And so we worked on bringing thoracic mobility into his rib cage. And he was barely able to do it. Now, I'm not criticizing him. I'm not making fun of him at all. This is a majority of people that I've seen over the years, including me before. That's why I had a lot of mid-back pain and neck pain, because I didn't have true mobility in my rib cage. We've touched in on this before in earlier classes, but I thought we'd really emphasize thoracic mobility this class. But we're going to start with a warm-up exercise, the cat, to get the rib cage moving. I'm going to show you from a few angles, okay? I'll show you from this angle and from that angle. Let's come into the classic cat. So I'm going to bring my shirt up so you can see my rib cage, and my knees are under my hips, my feet are flat. I'm going to come up, and my head may go out of frame just a little bit, because how do we align the palms under the shoulders? Hold the arms hopefully straight right here, and then we just drop like that. Separate your fingertips as much as you can. I may bring my knees back just a little bit. And then on the inhale, I'm going to come into extension. And then on the exhale, I'm going to come up into flexion. Now, I would tuck my chin under as much as I can, but that will interfere with the mic because Animal likes to cause trouble. And he likes to rock and roll. Now, for this position, maybe extension is really difficult for you, or maybe flexion. If you want to hang out at the end range there for a little bit, please do. I really like hanging out at the end range of flexion, and I'll show you from this camera angle so you can see. I'm trying to relax my face because I create a lot of wrinkles in my forehead when I tense my face up. What about you? Are you tensing other areas of your body here? Okay, I'm going to switch back to this camera angle. And the next one, we're going to stay in flexion. And we're just going to hold our breath here, and we're going to push our rib cage as far up as possible. Now, I'm not tucking my chin under because it's interfering with the mic if I do. I'm not going to talk and I'm going to tuck my chin under. Yeah, and then come on down. Let's do a couple more. Okay, let's come and lie on our backs. Let's rest here for a tick. And then feel the sensations as you let your spine just fall down into the floor. I can really feel that rib cage. Okay, let's bend our right knee, roll on over to our left-hand side. We're going to come on up. We're going to come into another cat, but this is the thoracic cat. We've done this one before. Just want to review it because we want to bring mobility into this rib cage. And this is a rather challenging position. I'm going to bring my shirt up again so you can see, and we're going to try to differentiate, meaning can we keep one part of the body still whilst moving other parts of the body? So we just did the basic cat, right? But now we're not going to move the lower back. So I'm going to keep my pelvis and my lower back fixed. I'm going to engage my abdominal region. So I'm going to suck in my belly circumferentially. And then, watch, I'm going to inhale and push my rib cage down. So my rib cage is going to come into extension. But my lower back is not moving. It'll move a little bit. You'll probably see me move just a little bit. And then I'll come into flexion here with my rib cage on the exhale. So I inhale, rib cage. Exhale, rib cage comes into flexion. Inhale, extension. Exhale, flexion. Inhale. Exhale. Now, if you're finding this really challenging, we're just going to do one more, and then I'm going to give you an alternate position that may be easier. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the side view here so you can see that. So I have my lower back fixed, hopefully. Not moving that much. But you already saw that side view I just want to show you a few different camera angles. Okay, now, if it's challenging, let's stop for 1 second. Let's sit, okay? And we're going to do a little popping and locking. So, from this camera and from this camera, I'm going to show you from this side view first. I'm going to bring my shirt up so you can see my rib cage. Now, I'm going to come up just onto my knees, and my head may go out of frame just a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. Now, let me show you I'm going to change angle just a little bit. Now, I'm going to bring my chest forward, and I'm going to round my shoulders and come into flexion with my rib cage. But my pelvis doesn't move. And hopefully my lower back doesn't move. It's going to move a wee bit. A wee bit. Now, why is this easier? Well, hopefully it's easier for you. Is because we don't have as much mass in relation to gravity. When we're down in that cat position, you have more mass in relation to gravity, more surface area. Okay? Now let me show you from this angle. Flexion, extension, flexion, extension. Okay, now let's come down again into the thoracic cat. So, let Animal come up here a little bit. He likes being near the mic. Okay, so I'm going to engage my abdominal region. I'm going to come into extension with the rib cage and then flexion. Extension, flexion, extension, flexion, extension, flexion. Okay, let's lie on our backs. Let's rest here for a tick. Now, can you feel the sensations of your rib cage and how it's touching the floor now? Maybe it's different. Maybe you feel more surface area. I do. I feel like my rib cage, more of it is touching the floor, and that's a good thing. That means the brain is registering that it's there. Okay, let's bend our right knees. We're going to roll on over to our right hand side. And since we've concentrated so much on our rib cage, I thought we'd move down to the pelvis and hip mobility. And today we're going to do some karate kicks. Okay, so I'll put on Chubby Checker karate. So we're going to sit like this. I don't know if you can see my hands back here, like this to begin with, okay? And we're just going to gently warm up the hip joints here. Just swing it back, swing the legs back and forth like that. Just to get this movement going and to train the brain early and say we're going to do a similar movement. So it won't freak out. And check out your end range here. Probably your left leg and your right leg, the end ranges are different. Mine are. I'm able to bring my right knee down a little bit further than my left one. I get stopped about right there on my left one. My right one, I'm able to go down a little bit further. And I'll probably investigate that further later tonight when I release some stuff in my left hip. But for now, let's do a few more. And I welcome you to close your eyes and feel the difference. My eyes closed, I can feel it a lot more obviously. Yep. Let's do one more on each side. Okay. Now, we're going to bring both legs to our right. And then I'm going to place both hands right here on the side here. And I'm going to bring this left leg up. And I can bring my arm up too if I want. And I'm going to kick, do a kind of a side kick like that. And then I'm going to bring it back. And then I'm going to bring my knees to my left. And you'll see my hands over here. And then I can, if it's too difficult for you to balance, you can place both hands there and just kick with the right leg. If you feel like, okay, I'm okay, I can bring this hand up too. Just like that. Bring the leg back, switch. Kick and bring the arm at the same time. And then, and you're probably asking, Rob, why are we doing karate? Because karate's cool, that's why. Let's go do karate in the garage. So I hope you do karate in the garage later. It's because, look at my femur. It's now in internal rotation. And I'm extending it. And then I bring it back to external rotation. Internal rotation. External rotation. And when I'm in internal rotation of my femur, it's fully extending. So I'm lengthening the tissues in my quads, my hammies, and my glutes. Yep. And it looks cool. Come on. God, why you gotta... Can you just trust me? God. All right. Yep. And if you don't feel comfortable with that hand, you can get a little bit more power with both hands right on the floor. It doesn't look as cool though, you know what I mean? And it's all about looking good. Not about feeling good, it's about looking good. Yep. Ooh, yeah, I can feel that glute and that hammy connection just turning on. Karate. Ooh, ah, karate. Ooh, ah, karate. Yes, and I will post Chubby Checker. Karate monkey is the way to turn. Yep, let's do one more on each side. Now, are your shoulders relaxed? Actually, let's do a few more. I just want you to do a body check. See if the other parts of your body are relaxed. While you're supporting yourself with your arms, can your arms be in internal rotation? Yep. Okay, let's come on back. Let's lie on our backs. Let's rest here. And then put your concentration on your hip joints and your femurs and where your femurs insert into your pelvis. Are they hot? Is there blood churning? Do you feel a difference in how your legs are touching the floor? Do you feel the sensations running through your hips and your femurs? I do. I hope you do. Okay, now we're going to come into the last position, extension. Let's bend our right knees. Let's roll on over to our right hand side. And I thought we'd come into kind of a lengthening of the psoas and the hip flexors. Let me turn this way so you can see me from this angle. I'm going to bring my right leg back, my right knee as far back as it can comfortably go. If there's pain, bring it more forward. Then your left heel can be behind your left knee. That's okay. Or you can bring it 90 degrees. Up to you, wherever you feel comfortable, okay? The knee can be ahead of the foot a little bit or the heel. Now, look at right here. Concentrate on this area. I'm just going to extend it here. And if you want, we can just balance like this, okay? And then we're going to bring the arms up. And my hands may go out of frame. That's okay. All we're doing is extending the spine upward. Now, can you activate your right butt cheek while we're doing this? But can you relax the shoulders? Now, my shoulders are in frame, and I'm relaxing my shoulders as much as possible. Also, that back foot, my dirty back foot. I'm going to turn this way for this camera so you can see it back here. My dirty ass foot. Can you have that foot straight as I almost bust it? And your head doesn't have to come all the way back. Try to find neutral for your head. And each time, we're going to inhale with the arms up, and then exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Let's do one more on this side. Okay, let's slowly come on back. Let's bring the pelvis back first, then bring that left leg around. And if you want, you can squat, or you can just sit while squatting and sitting. Or you can sit in this style, or you can lie on your back. And take a couple breaths here. I can feel these whole right hip flexors turning on like Donkey Kong. I'm going to switch to this side. I'm going to bring my left leg back as comfortably as I can. And if your knee hurts, you can place a pillow underneath. And then I'm overextending that foot, so I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Right here. Think of the shape of a bow and arrow bow. And then I'm going to extend the arms upward whilst relaxing the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. You can also exhale up. And then inhale down. Try both. See which one suits you. And do you feel like you can get more extension on this side than you can the other? There's no wrong answer. There's just differences. Because we will never be symmetrical beings. I don't want to be. It would be boring. I've seen pictures of symmetrical faces, computer-generated symmetrical faces, and they look weird. Like me, weird. But I'd rather be asymmetrically weird than symmetrically weird. I don't know why I just laughed at that. Like Andy Kaufman, I like to make myself laugh. especially when roosters crow during filming, like last week. One more. Okay. Place the hands on the floor. Let's bring the pelvis back first. Then we're going to lie on our backs. And we're all done, folks. Do you feel the sensations now in your left hip? And now can you spread that awareness throughout the whole body? So have that body awareness, bodiness, bodyful. And now can you let your body let go of all the tension that you just created and relax into the floor? See you next week.